So we absolutely need better ballot access standards. They need to, and not only do they need to, obviously places like Illinois and New York, they need to be improved. And in New York, they've got a lawsuit going with the Libertarian Party to change it. In that New York law, during COVID, the Democrats attached a ballot access bill that tripled the signature requirement during COVID. They snuck it in, attached to another bill that was essential to pass during a national pandemic and emergency, right? So very underhanded. So we need, not only do we need to improve these numbers to bring them to reasonable levels that people can actually achieve and get on the ballot, and then have a wider diversity of voices in our elections, but we need it to be standardized. We need the same, and one thing I've always said, we need the same election laws in every state. And one thing I've always said, as someone who's studied like empirical analysis and data analysis, our elections are illegitimate. When you have 50 plus, I guess I won't say 51 because while they get to vote for president, the people in DC, people in Puerto Rico, they don't get to be represented in Congress. But we have, when every state is different, when every state has different conditions, you can't compare those numbers. And we just take them all and throw them into a bucket and say it's done. But it completely delegitimizes the data for any basic level of how you should deal with data. The last bill for this, and probably the best, was Representative John Connor's Fair Election Act. It said the candidate maximum petition signature was 1,000 signatures or 1.1% in the previous election, whichever is greater. The party vote required for a party to obtain ballot access was 20,000 votes statewide, or 1% of the votes cast. If 1% is the line, Greens get ballot access, get recognition in almost every state, most elections, right? That's a threshold we pass most of the time. And those thresholds are far lower than even moderate states like Pennsylvania, where it's 5,000 signatures to get on for president, or other states are only 1,000 or are based off of voter registration. Like Delaware has to maintain a minimum number of registered Greens to stay on the ballot. But we need fair ballot access standards.